What's going on? Mitchell Renz coming at you. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. And if you're looking for the latest NFL news and rumors, you're in the right place. I'm not really sure what it looks like to churn a rumor, but I would imagine it looks something like this. And it's been happening a lot around this dude, Odell Beckham Jr., and they just never seem to stop. Most recently on Saturday, when Bleacher Report reported that 3 sources believe it's only a matter of time before OBJ is traded from the Browns. It's not because of an attitude problem either, which I don't really know if that's what I believe. This is the report from Bleacher Report. But they go on to say that they don't think that OBJ is a good fit with Baker Mayfield. And I understand that OBJ has struggled, and I think Baker has struggled. But when you have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and an up-and-coming quarterback, I don't think that's the issue. Now, today, Adam Schefter said that the Browns haven't had any discussions this offseason involving OBJ. So maybe, just maybe, we'll stop talking about the Browns moving on from him. But he's one of those players. He is just a star icon from his time with the Giants. And then last year, I don't think it quite went the way that him and Cleveland fans were hoping. But I think this year, in year 2, another year with Baker Mayfield, hopefully he doesn't get into too many Hulu commercials. You're going to see a lot better Browns team. And I think you're going to see a lot better numbers and production from OBJ. But as you can see, as long as we're going to talk about it, as long as it's in the NFL, we're going to continue to talk about it here at Chat Sports. So here at Chat Sports, we do interactive shows, and I like talking to myself, honestly, but it's a lot more fun when you guys engage with us. So should the Browns trade Beckham? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. If you type your Y for yes, be an overachiever. I know some of you aren't in school right now, but be an overachiever and tell me a team that you think could go out and land OBJ. Let's talk about another player, and it's around a running back, Leonard Fournette, who has been in some trade rumors recently. And when I think about what the Jags can do, they have until May 4th to exercise their 5th-year option with Fournette, who is scheduled to make $4.16 million in base salary. But when you really think about, since going out and getting this guy out of LSU, he's been productive, but the real concern has always been around injuries for him. But when on the field, Fournette has been a very productive running back, and I think this past year especially, when you look at the numbers, people were always like, he is a one-dimensional running back, and I still think he is a little bit of a bruiser, but the fact that he was able to go out and bring in 76 catches this past season, I think speaks volumes in how a team could go out and get him. The only single game that he missed the entire season was in Week 17, but that was because of an illness. Now, if you want a little bit more information on Leonard Fournette, and if you want to know where I think he could be traded, I want you to go check out this video that my man Harrison Graham literally just dropped on the channel a few hours ago. It's just another reason to subscribe to Chat Sports. We drop daily NFL videos around news, around rumors, around where team players could get traded to. Go check it out. And if you're down there at the subscribe button, if that wasn't quite enough for you, maybe it's the fact that we're going to be live for all 7 rounds of the 2020 NFL Draft. We'll be starting on Thursday, and we'll carry it till Saturday. It's like 20 hours worth of online content. We get the picks before you see them on television. Plus, if you are new to the show, we do live and interactive shows. So you'll be able to come talk with us, have a good time. It's not just like a show. It's like a watch party. So come along for the ride. Click that subscribe button. Okay. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, we talked about OBJ. We talked about Leonard Fournette. I want you to play general manager here, okay? And you might get with an ad break. And while that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and let me know who's the better player right now. Type O for OBJ or type L for Leonard Fournette. Lots and lots of trade rumors on today's show. And now this one is around Joe Thuney of the New England Patriots. So the report came out that Thuney is not close to an extension after being tagged by the Pats in mid-March. The reason why this is an issue is because, according to Thuney's agent and according to the Patriots, they really haven't been talking and communicating whatsoever. So now there's reports coming out that he could actually be traded during the NFL draft. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you guys watched our free agency coverage or not, but that was trade palooza, and it wouldn't surprise me if some big-time players do end up getting traded during the draft. And Thuney is definitely one of those guys, because go back last week, a report that we talked about, you're going to see offensive linemen go off the board early, and for a team that is in need of a guard, I mean, Thuney's scheduled to make over $14 million, the second most on the New England Patriots this upcoming year. So let's just say the Patriots, who it sounds weird to say, might rebuild mode. If another NFL team is willing to go out and give them a second or a third round pick, I'm just saying, I think it's something that the New England Patriots could pull the trigger on. And for y'all that are needing the new NFL jersey, I got a deal that you need to pull the trigger on. Go to chatsports.com/jersey sale. We got jerseys up to 65% off. You got all your favorite teams, all your favorite players, color rush, different sizes, any jersey that you could possibly want. Even the new ones like, I don't know, Tom Brady Buccaneers. There's the DeAndre Hopkins Cardinals jerseys. There's even throwback jerseys. Anything you guys want, just go to the link below, chatsports.com/jersey sale. Let's keep the show moving. That's an Amari Cooper jersey. Well, we see a Christian Kirk Cowboys jersey. That's what we're going to talk about now. So for those of you that don't watch our shows all the time, this was a report that came out yesterday that Christian Kirk was on the trading block. And then today, there was a report that came out that the Cowboys have interest in adding a player like Kirk. The reason why the Cowboys would have interest in adding a player like Kirk is for one reason. It's probably because they're trying to help replace the void of a player like Randall Cobb. And Kirk has ties to Texas. He played at Texas A&M, and he's entering year 3. And honestly, if I could go out and get a player of Kirk's caliber, and I think at a halfway decent price because of how stacked the Cardinals wide receiver group is, it would definitely be something I'd be interested in, right? I mean, if you're trying to surround Dak Prescott with all this talent, I think it's something to definitely look at. So let's look at Kirk's stats from 2019. 709 yards, just one catch away from a very, very nice season. 3 touchdowns, and I think if he went to Dallas, he would be used a little bit more. Here's the thing. I don't know if it makes sense for the Cardinals to move on from Kirk because they still have a lot of options there, and they still are trying to build around Murray. But the note I did make earlier was they're trying to replace Randall Cobb, who last season for Dallas had 3 touchdowns, had 828 yards. He is a little bit more of a veteran, but for a team that's still trying to stay young and for a team that's still trying to build around their franchise player in Dak Prescott, I think it's an option that all Cowboys fans should be very, very excited about. And if you want more on depth on this topic, go follow Tom at WhatGoingDowney and go subscribe to our Cowboys Report channel, youtube.com/Cowboys Report. So let me know, will the Cardinals trade Christian Kirk? I want you to type T for trade, or I want you to type K for keep. Just like I asked you earlier in the OBJ section, if you think that they're going to trade him, tell me who and tell me why. Can you do that? Cool. Let's now get into the NFL draft, okay? Because I told you a lot of trades are going to happen. And this one would be interesting. So the report is that the Broncos could trade up for Jerry Jeudy. Now, apparently they're targeting pick 8 and pick 10. I will also say this. This one is from Woody Page, okay? I think Woody Page is an incredible at his job. But Woody Page, I don't know if he was the most reliable. However, we have talked about the Broncos wanting a receiver, and we have talked about Jerry Jeudy being one of those top guys. Now, there is no question that this is one of the deepest draft classes that we've seen in a very, very long time. And also, I would be absolutely shocked if Jeudy slid down to the Denver Broncos at 15. And in fact, I'd be shocked if one of these top 3 receivers slid to the Broncos at pick 15. I mean, you guys know that I like Lamb, Jeudy, Ruggs. I think that there is a clear-cut top 3 wide receivers. And I believe that all 3 of those guys would be taken before the Broncos at 15. So if you're John Elway, if you got a young quarterback in Drew Lock, you know, like what you got in Cortland Sutton, you like what you got in Deshaun Hamilton, go out, you add Jerry Jeudy, maybe at pick 8, maybe at pick 10. And as much as I like Sutton and as much as I like Deshaun Hamilton, I think Jerry Jeudy becomes your number 1 wide receiver who fits very, very nicely into that offense. So let's just say this, okay? Let's say the Broncos do have to make this trade. This is what it might look like. I think it looks like this. So the Broncos, they get number 8, and then the Cardinals get 15, 77, and 85. And for those of you that are like, Mitch, where'd you get this? How did you come together with it? There is a trade projection chart, which kind of shows you what the value is for each pick. This is an equal trade. So if the Broncos do want to go up there with the Cardinals, this is probably what they're going to have to give up. And remember, Denver has three third-round picks this year. Let's now look at the Browns, okay? So at pick number 10, The Browns get pick 15. They get 1 third-round pick at 77, and then they get a 4th-round pick in 118. This is a trade that I think makes sense for both sides. I think there's a report that might shock the Browns a little bit. I know they had some interest in Mekhi Becton, who kind of failed a drug test and could slide down the draft board a little bit now. If that was the player you wanted, and if, let's just say, the Broncos do want to go up and get Jeudy, I think this trade makes a lot of sense for both sides. So as you can see, today's show was all around trades, and I'm totally okay with it. Trades are chaos, and that's what I love here at Chat Sports. So before I go, I want to know how many round 1 trades will happen. If you made it this far in the video, please click that subscribe button. I hope to see you for our live NFL draft coverage, and go hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365.